In Japan, sardine and mackerel are two highly valued fish species, widely used in cuisine and for export. One of the main methods of catching these two fish is the purse seine, a highly efficient and popular technique in the Japanese fishery industry. A purse seine is a large, rectangular net designed to encircle a large school of fish. The lower part of the net is attached to a lead line, which helps the net sink underwater, while the upper part is attached to a buoy that floats on the surface. When the net is pulled up, the bottom of the net closes like a bag, trapping the entire school of fish inside. Locating the school of fish, Japanese fishermen often use sonar equipment and other advanced technologies to determine the location and size of the school of fish. Fishing time usually takes place in the early morning or at dusk when the sardine and mackerel move close to the surface to feed. Seine netting. When a school of fish is detected, the fishing boat will move around to cast the net, forming a circle around the school of fish. The process of casting the net must be done quickly and accurately to ensure that no school of fish is missed. Netting. After the net has been cast, the fisherman will begin to pull the rope at the bottom of the net to close the mouth of the net, trapping all the fish in the net. The net will then be gradually pulled onto the boat and the fish will be put into the hold. Processing and preservation. After being caught, the fish will be processed and preserved right on the boat to ensure freshness. Depending on the size of the trip, the fish can be frozen or cleaned and salted right on the boat before being transported to the mainland. Herring and mackerel not only play an important role in Japanese cuisine, such as making sushi and sashimi, but are also used in the processing of products such as fish oil, fish meal, and animal feed. Purse net fishing for these two species helps ensure an adequate supply of raw materials for these industries. Japan is a country that places great importance on protecting the marine environment and managing fishery resources sustainably. The use of purse seine is often strictly controlled to avoid overfishing and affecting the marine ecosystem. Fishermen also comply with regulations on the size and quantity of fish allowed to be caught to ensure the sustainability of fishery resources. The purse seine fishing method for herring and mackerel in Japan is a testament to the combination of traditional techniques and modern technology in the fishery industry. This method not only helps Japanese fishermen achieve high economic efficiency but also ensures the sustainability of the marine environment and fishery resources. Although the purse seine fishing method for herring and mackerel brings many benefits, Japanese fishermen still face some challenges. One of the biggest challenges is protecting fish stocks in the face of climate change and overfishing in some areas. Climate change, changes in sea temperature and other environmental factors can affect the number and distribution of herring and mackerel stocks. These fluctuations make it more difficult to predict and find stocks, requiring fishermen to adopt more advanced techniques to ensure stable catches. Overfishing in previous years has caused some fish species to decline dramatically. Japan has adopted stricter regulations, such as catch quotas and no-take zones, to protect these fish species. Fishermen are also encouraged to participate in programs to protect and restore fish stocks. International competition, Japan is not the only country that uses purse seine to catch herring and mackerel. Competition from international fishing fleets, especially from neighboring countries in the East Asian region, also puts pressure on Japanese fishermen. To cope with this competition, Japan has invested in modern technology and improved fishing processes to improve efficiency and product quality. To overcome the challenges, Japan has continuously researched and developed new technologies in the fishing and preservation of herring and mackerel. Some prominent technologies include advanced sonar technology, using sound waves to detect and determine the size of fish schools, helping fishermen catch more accurately. GPS positioning and tracking systems help fishing vessels locate and track the movement of fish schools effectively, minimizing search time. Post-harvest preservation technology, advanced rapid cooling and preservation systems help maintain the freshness of fish on board, ensuring product quality when brought back to shore. Looking to the future, Japan is aiming for sustainable development of the industry. Fisheries, including purse seine fishing for herring and mackerel. Policies to support fishermen in improving their skills and accessing new technologies are being strongly promoted. At the same time, Japan is also strengthening international cooperation to share experiences and protect fisheries resources on a global scale. In addition, education and propaganda about the importance of protecting the marine environment are also focused on, to raise awareness among fishermen and the community about their role in maintaining the sustainability of the fisheries industry. Purse seine fishing for herring and mackerel in Japan is not only a traditional method but also an important part of the country's culture and economy. By combining traditional techniques and modern technology, along with environmental protection efforts, Japan is aiming for a sustainable future for the fisheries industry, while maintaining valuable herring and mackerel resources for future generations. The role of herring and mackerel in Japan's economy and culture. Herring and mackerel are not only important in the fishery industry, but are also an integral part of Japan's cultural and culinary life. Economics. Herring and mackerel are the main source of income for many coastal fishing communities in Japan. Herring and mackerel products, such as dried fish, salted fish, and fish oil, are consumed domestically and exported to many other countries. Japan is one of the world's largest seafood exporters, and herring and mackerel products make up a significant portion of total seafood exports. Culture. In Japanese cuisine, herring and mackerel are often prepared in many traditional dishes such as sushi, sashimi, and grilled dishes. In particular, mackerel is often used in popular family dishes because of its rich flavor and ease of preparation. Both fish are also featured in festivals and cultural events, symbolizing abundance and prosperity. Education and public awareness. The Japanese government and NGOs regularly conduct educational programs for fishermen and the public on the importance of protecting fishery resources. These programs not only raise awareness of sustainability but also encourage public participation in marine environmental protection activities. Impact of policies and regulations. The Japanese government has established a series of regulations and policies to ensure that the purse-seine fishing of herring and mackerel is carried out in a sustainable manner. Catch quotas. To prevent overfishing, the government has set catch quotas for each fishing season. These quotas are adjusted based on scientific research on the status of fish stocks and the marine environment. Protected areas. Japan has also established many marine protected areas, MPAs, where fishing is restricted or banned to protect important ecosystems and allow fish species time to reproduce and grow. Monitoring and enforcement. The Japanese Fisheries Agency regularly monitors fishing activities to ensure compliance with regulations. Violators can face heavy fines or have their licenses revoked. Japan also participates in international initiatives to protect global fisheries resources. Cooperation with other countries in the region and around the world allows Japan to share experiences and implement more effective protection measures. Through international agreements and organizations such as the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, Japan is contributing to the sustainable management of fisheries resources globally. Purse net fishing for herring and mackerel in Japan is not only an important part of the fishery industry, but also represents a harmony between tradition and modernity, between resource exploitation and environmental protection. Japan has been building a sustainable management system to protect these precious fish species, while ensuring the prosperity of fishing communities and the richness of the nation's cuisine and culture. Continued research, technological innovation and international cooperation will help Japan maintain its position as one of the world's leading countries in the exploitation and protection of fishery resources. The future of herring and mackerel fishing in Japan. In the future, the purse net fishing for herring and mackerel in Japan is expected to continue to grow, but at the same time it will face many new challenges. Global trends such as climate change, fluctuations in fisheries resources, and increasing demands for environmental protection will require the industry to change and adapt flexibly. Applying ecological technology, Japan is investing heavily in research and development of ecological technologies to minimize negative impacts on the marine environment. These technologies include environmentally friendly purse seins and environment, smart fish monitoring and management systems, as well as fishing methods that are less damaging to natural habitats. Sustainable management of fisheries resources. Adopting sustainable management measures not only helps maintain herring and mackerel stocks but also protects marine ecosystems. Japan is developing community-based management models where fishermen and other stakeholders participate in decision-making and implementation of environmental protection measures. Promoting sustainable consumption. In addition to sustainable management of fisheries resources, Japan is also aiming to promote sustainable consumption. Consumers are encouraged to choose seafood products with sustainability certification, such as certification from the Marine Stewardship Council, MSC. This not only helps reduce exploitation pressure on natural resources but also supports sustainable development of seafood businesses. Education and public awareness. Japan continues to invest in education and public awareness of the importance of protecting fisheries resources. Education programs are implemented from schools to communities, aiming to create a new generation that understands and is responsible for the marine environment. International cooperation. In a context where fisheries resources are affected by global factors such as climate change and marine pollution, Japan is well aware of the importance of international cooperation. Sharing information, technology, and experience with other countries will help Japan and the international community work together to effectively address challenges and protect fisheries resources. Fishing for herring and mackerel in Japan is not only an important industry but also an indispensable part of the culture and life of the people. Environmental protection efforts, the application of modern technology, and international cooperation have helped Japan maintain the sustainability of its fisheries industry, while ensuring a supply of marine food for future generations. With strong commitment from the government, fishermen, and the community, Japan can continue to lead the way in developing a sustainable fisheries industry that brings economic, social, and environmental benefits not only to the country but also to the world. Purse seine is one of the most effective fishing methods and is widely used around the world, including Japan. It is especially effective for fish that tend to live in large schools, such as herring, mackerel, tuna, and other pelagic species. Main net. The main net is the largest and most important part, made from strong synthetic fibers, such as nylon or polyester, to withstand the pressure of the water and the weight of the fish. Mesh sizes are typically small to prevent fish from escaping. Top and bottom. The top of the net is attached to floats to hold the net above the water, while the bottom is attached to a lead line to keep the net submerged. Purse line. The purse line is an important part of the purse seine, designed to close the bottom of the net, forming a large pocket around the school of fish. When the purse line is tightened, the bottom of the net will close, preventing fish from escaping. Auxiliary equipment. Fishing vessels using large purse seines are often equipped with auxiliary equipment such as cranes, winches, and other mechanical systems to effectively drop and retrieve the net. Fish school detection. Fishing vessels often use advanced technologies such as sonar, radar, and other fish school detection devices to determine the location of schools of fish. This is usually done at night or early in the morning when the fish are near the surface to feed. Casting the net. Once the school of fish has been located, the fishing boat will move around the school and begin casting the seine. The net is cast from behind the boat, surrounding the school of fish in a large circle. The top of the net will float on the water thanks to the buoys, while the bottom will sink below thanks to the lead line. Tightening the purse line. Once the net has been cast completely and surrounded the school of fish, the fisherman will begin pulling the purse line to seal the bottom of the net. This process creates a giant bag that holds the entire school of fish inside. Retrieving the net. Once the bottom of the net has been sealed, the fisherman will begin to retrieve the net. This process needs to be done carefully to avoid damaging the net or causing damage to the school of fish. Cranes and winches on board will assist in pulling the net onto the boat. Fish handling. Once the net is hauled aboard, the fish will be transferred to a holding tank or immediately processed on board. Preservation systems such as quick chilling or freezing will be used to keep the fish fresh before transport to the mainland.